I think Tim Walz should resign, but look, I've beaten up on Tim Walz enough. I don't want to do it anymore in your program. I almost feel bad for the guy, except for the fact that he should have seen this. And whether there was something criminal, whether he was aware of the fraud, which would be criminal, or whether he simply looked the other way, it's a massive, massive failure of government. Look, you have to ask yourself, if you're in Minneapolis and you have a person who came to the United States impoverished 2 months ago, and all of a sudden they're driving a Mercedes or a Lamborghini, it is your job as a public official to ask, how did that person get so rich so quickly when they're also collecting a welfare check? The fact that that's failed so often in Minnesota, but frankly, it failed in California and other states as well, means that we have political I would say political corruption, welfare corruption at a very massive scale.
Welcome to my YouTube channel. Thank you for stopping by. So all credit goes to the creators in these videos. Guys, let's be honest. Tim Walz is on the hot seat right now. And people are not confused about why. Online, in the streets, political circles, the same question keeps coming up that you were in power. So how exactly did all this happen? And Walz is saying he's not running for a third term because he wants to focus on governing, right? But many people are saying that this explanation is coming too late because for years, right, he was governor while massive problem quietly grew under his watch. Fraud in state government, weak oversight, warning signs ignored, and systems being abused. Now, everything is exploding into public view. People are saying that now you decide not to run again. And to so many people from the comments I've read, they are saying that it doesn't look like leadership because it looks like stepping away when things are getting uncomfortable, guys. And that is where this is coming from. Because governors don't just show up for ribbons, cuttings, and speeches. Their main job is oversight. And agencies report to them. Systems answer to them. So when people hear about fraud running for years, the natural response is that where was the governor? Because you can't claim credit when things go well, right? And distance yourself when things fall apart. Oh my goodness. And that's why people are really saying that, okay, these headlines will not spell all this out. That Walz did not just, miss one problem. These issues have piled up over time. Audits, red flags, whistleblowers. Many signs were there, yet the action is coming too late. Now, investigations are public, funding is being questioned, and Minnesota is under national scrutiny, guys. This is so complicated. So, when their governor is now saying that he doesn't want to campaign because it will distract him from governing people, so many people are hearing something else. They are hearing that, in quotes, I don't want to defend my record on the campaign trail, because a third-term campaign would force him to answer hard questions, guys. Not just going there to campaign, oh, vote for me, I'll do this, do that. People will come out to ask accountability questions and probably ask that, okay, if we vote for you again, how are we so sure this would not happen? Guys, so many things on the internet. What do you think? Why exactly do you think he dropped out from running for the third term? Do you know? Let me know your thoughts. Let's see what the other creators have to say.
I don't want to mince words here. Donald Trump and his allies in Washington and in St. Paul and online want to make our state a colder, meaner place. They want to poison our people against each other by attacking our neighbors. The buck does stop with me. My administration has been taking fast, decisive action to solve this crisis. We'll win the fight against the fraudsters. But the political gamesmanship we're seeing from Republicans is only making that fight harder. We've got Republicans here in the state legislature playing hide and seek with potential whistleblowers. We've got conspiracy theorist right-wing YouTubers breaking into our daycares, demanding access to our children. We've got the President of the United States demonizing our Somali neighbors and wrongfully confiscating funds that Minnesotans rely on. It's disgusting and it's dangerous. Every minute that I spend defending my own political interest would be a minute I can't spend defending the people of Minnesota against the criminals who prey on our generosity and the cynics who want to prey on our differences. So I've decided to step out of this race, and I'll let others worry about the election while I focus on the work that's in front of me for the next year. I'm passing on this race with zero sadness and zero regret. I did not run for this job to have the job. I ran for the job to do the job. Minnesota faces enormous challenges this year, and I refuse to spend a single minute doing anything other than rising to meet this moment.
Well, that didn't take long at all. What was it? 2 weeks. Tim Walz drops out. He will not be re-seeking election at all. I wonder what amount of pressure he was under behind the scenes within the last 2 weeks, right? Now, with all of the Somali fraud and everything going on in Minnesota, the writing was on the wall for Timmy, all right? He's either trying to dodge going to prison, right? Not only that, imagine having this many scandals, and you have an election year coming up. And then not only that, everyone's blaming you or saying that you have to be implicated in some type of way, right? There's no way your ass is getting reelected. So he just dropped out. He dropped out. Amy Klobuchar may run in his place, whoever that is, good luck. But the people have spoken, the American people have spoken. And I think that we should continue to put pressure on anybody that's running for anything, right? They need to be putting the American people first. And Tim Walz is literally just the first domino to fall. There's going to be plenty and plenty more with the next upcoming elections all through America. So Americans, stand strong. Your voices are being heard, obviously, because Timmy understands that he ain't getting reelected. He ain't getting reelected. He's basically handed our country over to Somalians. He changed the flag. He changed the Minnesota flag. It looks exactly like the flag of Somalia. I'm from California, and for my entire fucking life, Minnesota has always been one of the whitest of the white cities and states in America, period, point blank. So it didn't take long. Nick Shirley took himself over there, did the groundwork, he knocked on the doors, he put his boots on the ground, and look, a couple of days later, Tim Walz is out.
As a mom, I remember when my child was young, and I would say to him about taking full responsibility for his actions, right? Because that's one of the things you have to teach your children if you want them to grow up and have a real sense of morality. Well, Tim Walz clearly doesn't have that because he wants to blame everyone for the fact that the Democratic fundraisers will not give him a dime to run to be the governor in 2026. That's the real reason why he's dropping out. No one's going to support him because of him and his arrogance and stupidity, and because of the arrogance of Ilhan Omar bringing the spotlight upon them. Not just them, but what they're doing nationwide, not just the Somalis, but the Democratic Party, what they're doing nationwide. The Democrat fundraisers are very angry, and that's the reason why he's not running.
Guys, don't you think that this decision to step down and not run for a third term sends a signal? Because by choosing not to run again, Walz avoids facing voters at a moment when, trust is a little bit shaken. And elections are accountability moments, right? They force leaders to explain what went wrong under their leadership. And stepping aside means that those explanations may never fully come. And people are also noticing the timing, because he obviously did not step down when things were calm. He stepped back when the investigations got louder, the criticism got sharper, and the national spotlight turned on Minnesota. And that's when many people are saying that it feels more like damage control, right? Now, another uncomfortable truth people are talking about is that systems don't fail overnight. Fraud of this magnitude, right, doesn't happen in 1 year. It grows when controls are weak, enforcement is slow, and when maybe leadership is either unaware or unwilling to act fast, and either option is really bad. And Walz was governor the entire time, guys. Oh my god, it's obvious that those that are for him are less than those that are against him. So many people are against him. And right now, people are feeling that Minnesota is paying the price for years of relaxed oversight and political comfort. And his decision also puts pressure on his party, because whoever runs next will inherit this mess, and they will be asked, what exactly do you want to do differently? And that alone can tell you how serious the situation is. Because when the next candidate's job is to clean up, it means that the previous leadership left unfinished business, guys. At the end of the day, I feel that it's not even about whether he runs again. It's just about responsibility. Because many people believe that stepping away from an election does not erase the fact that all these problems happen on his watch. Guys, let me know what you think. I really want to hear from you. The internet is hot at this present moment, guys. If you have found value in this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll definitely see you in my next video. Please stay safe. Ciao.